Hi guys, I hope you're doing well.
Hi guys, I'm just adding a note here to say that I actually did this reading months ago, but I was having computer storage issues that prevented me from working on my videos, so I gave up for a while, but now I have a new computer and I was able to watch this and I really feel like it's worth sharing. And I have added some other voice notes throughout as well because some of this has actually become more apparent or even played out a little. And there's also a good message ultimately, I think. So here you go.
I have a reading that I've been wanting to do for so long. Really since the day this guy spoke out. He's a whistleblower. His name is David Grusch. I should probably make sure I get this right about him. David Grusch. He's a United States Air Force officer and former intelligence official. He's very well regarded in the community. He claims that he had conversations with unnamed officials that led him to believe that the U.S. government maintains a secretive UFO or UAP recovery program and is in possession of non-human spacecraft, along with their dead pilots. So he spoke to Congress, which I watched. I'm really trying to read him. There are so many things, interesting things he has said that really speak to me. And what I'm reading just from watching him, because you tend to be like, okay, what's going on here? A little suspicious, and you want to know. And a couple things that I have noticed. First of all, he's incredibly well spoken. I wondered if he was sort of chosen by a group to do this. And I think that that's possible. He's also very scared. He's noticeably scared to me when I see him. Or it could be worried. And so I want to look into this a little bit. Oh, interesting. Oh, look at that. The star card came out. Yeah. Totally getting chills on that now. So I feel like he was like the one, like, you've got to, like, you are so well spoken. Because I'm like, he almost sounds like a voice actor or something. That he would do well speaking in this way. And it's interesting because when he was speaking in Congress, he had two other guys actually who came forward in sort of support of him to say some things with him. But he was the one who really stood out. He's the star. So that sort of validates for me that maybe I think there is a group, and we'll see if we get more on this group. Actually, and I meant to turn some cards upside down. As of now, there are no cards upside down. So if we get a lot of upside down cards, that could be interesting. Because he claims there's a cover up. And he even mentioned that I think there are people sort of working with companies, the people in the high up levels of the military possibly working with in conjunction with corporations, and the people deserve to know that there could be corruption happening basically with cover up, with what, UAP cover-ups or UFO, I mean, it's crazy. And he used the term that these beings could be multidimensional. And I've always said this, we're always looking for alien life that's just physical like us. I think that's all we think is real. Maybe as humans, we're only capable of thinking that only this is real if I can touch it. And I do think that there are physical aliens, but I'm like, are they? I don't know. It's a little confusing to me, but I found it, because people always say they see things when they're driving, which you can get into a sort of hypnotic state when you're driving, or when they're gazing at the stars, or doing these things where they're in a very relaxed state. So I just feel like there's a lot we don't really understand about maybe the dimensions, but there was a concern that he thought that maybe there were some beings that didn't have our best interest. And I'm not saying that about all, I wouldn't say that about all extraterrestrials. I'm just saying if there is even one, we need to know, you know, if there's even one species that's not nice, because they would be so much more advanced than us. And I always think there's more going on with AI than we realize either. This is Four of Wands, which is, oh, scary. He has mentioned that there have been people who have been threatened and even killed. That people have lost their lives to speaking out, which would explain why he's so afraid. And, you know, he's saying it too. He's afraid. It's just so crazy. It's, you know, the weirdest thing is that nobody's really paying attention to this story. It's very weird. Like, I understand there's a lot of stressful things happening in the world, but how do you not sit up and pay attention to this? Oh, there's upside down. Oof. I feel that. So this is an upside down partnership. What is the partnership? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's a cover up. It's an agreement to cover up. Okay. So I'm not really liking these two cards. I just feel awful, even though we've got this star here trying to make noise about it. Yeah, well, that's what he's trying to make noise about. It's a dangerous environment, and there's corruption and cover up. And the fact that this is a Two of Cups, this agreement, like I was just saying, between the military and corporations, there's like a money exchange, I think, or some kind of power exchange. I don't know. That is so disappointing. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is just what I'm getting from cards and intuition, just speculating. Obviously, I'm not a news show, but you guys know that. Okay, here's some more. Oh, there's some triumph here. That's good. I think this is like, don't worry, it's good. Because I'm like, these things feel bad. Don't worry, we should be happy that this is coming out and happening. It's a triumph here. So let's see what else here. At the surface of the situation. Page of Swords. I mean, this is him. He's coming out with a message. There's a message. That's the messenger. Beneath the surface. Oh, there's another upside down card. Remember, I only flipped over like 5. I've already gotten 2. Oh, okay. Okay. So this Three of Swords, as you can see, is like a heartbreak. This is something damaging. There's something damaging us, okay? And it's hidden. I was wondering if this would be part of the cover-up. Is there something they don't want us to realize that they're, you know, that there's... I mean, I don't want to like say anything fearful to cause anyone to be afraid, but I just think that there's been something, man, it's like wanting to hold people down, you know, like, and you wonder about this. It does seem like there's like some effort to keep us down, you know what I mean? And it seems covered up. And I feel like I've wondered if that's what he wants us to know, like, because then maybe if we could understand like all the things that, you know, of this world and any other realms around us, if there's something damaging us and we could learn about it, we can learn to protect ourselves.
And watching back, this card here is also taking me to the intense emotion I felt from his testimony. He is driven by information that deeply hurts and offends him. And he wants to say so much more, but he can't reveal classified information unless Congress demands it. And this is what is driving him to speak. It's that pain. It's not ego or money or even a group, which is what I wondered about, so much as he is driven by the hurt, pain, and anger over what he knows or believes he knows and really wants to tell. I also wonder if there are 3 main truths he wants out, hence the Three of Swords, and these are currently hidden from us, which is why the card is upside down.
In the past... The Lovers. I have a thought on this. I'm just going to see what this other card is before I go there. And the Empress. Interesting. So, and these are big cards. So, now this is an upright Lovers card. So it's not like a bad partnership or anything. I feel like the Lovers and the Empress, like, this makes me feel like that, like the Empress can be like the earth, like Gaia, like, I feel like there's really big things at play, and maybe you'll understand some of what I'm saying here. I kind of wonder if it has to do like with this time period and like this sort of shift and jump forward for humanity, and that something is trying to hold us back from this shift and jump, and that it could be something that David Grusch knows about and is trying to give us a message about. And it's like human beings we're the ones who are going to get us there. And you see this like blessing with this big angel above them.
It's very glaring to me watching back that this Lovers card isn't just about human beings coming together. We are reading on a potential cover-up here relating to extraterrestrials, according to Grusch, and the secrets being kept from us. And this card is suggesting to me that extraterrestrials were part of our origin story. And it feels to me like once upon a time we were all much closer in the beginning of our evolution or even our creation, and this angel or light being above tells me the relationship was a blessing to humans, perhaps even to the extent of being our creators. The Adam and Eve story is in this card. The angel above is a blessing to them, watching over them. And this could be representing extraterrestrial influences watching over us. And I really believe that's a big part of the secrecy that needs to be shown to us so we can understand ourselves better and become more mature, which is what we see in that Empress on the right, like a mature Mother Earth. And I feel that Mother Earth is also a big part of what we will focus on more in the future when we know more, because I think we will learn to understand that the earth is a great library of life that is bigger than just us, human beings. But every bit of life on this earth is important. And I think that that's how the extraterrestrials see it as well. So hopefully we will grow to become more mature and nurturing of the earth in the future, which this card suggests.
And it's like we need humanity to come together in love, right? See, wouldn't it be just fascinating to be able to find out? The Empress, I mean, yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, the High Priestess, is that what I said? Yeah, this High Priestess is sort of like the spiritual realities. It's like written in the scrolls, right? This takes me to like the also occult practices, which I know like that word is so misused. They try to make it, it's so interesting to realize in history how they've taken words and tried to make them, it's almost like propaganda has been used against spiritual areas of life that aren't just falling under one religion, like spiritual truths or whatever, that are just a little more like a little less known. So I don't know, there's something to this as well, to the whole story.
I want to add a little more here on this High Priestess card to complement what I was already getting here, because I have since heard Grusch talk on interviews about the Vatican having information on extraterrestrial contact in their vaults, which I know sounds like some wacky conspiracy theory, but he explains it very reasonably how the Vatican used to be the top intelligence collector in the world for a very long time, which I didn't even realize. And it's true, they do have vaults of information, so it is interesting that this card is showing up here. I feel it is relating to what I was getting on it being written and hidden somewhere in the scrolls and the vaults. And it makes me feel like this is currently being looked into and will become relevant again in the long run. So that's really interesting.
And could even be kind of like I was saying, the shift. It's like, it's written, like it's sort of like that thing, the cycle of life, the cycle of the evolution of the earth and the people and all of that is meant to, and like, I'm sure there are powers that don't want that. And these three just came out together, wanting to stand their ground, death, wanting to stop it, wanting to steal. These are like, okay, so this is meant to be. This is the High Priestess. It's written. It's in the scrolls. It's in the secret teachings of life that maybe we don't even get to see some of the secret teachings, secret realities. it's almost like I'm getting, when I look at this high priestess, it's like there's secret knowledge even in the in-between realms, like that's there, that we can't even touch, but it's there. And it does have to do with this. Like, we need humanity to come together. We need all that positive energy, and so we have the earth able to rise to like a new level and a new age. And then here we have, those who want to stay in power, that 9 of Wands. Stealing information right here. Something that might be helpful to us, the little people, right? Being kept secret. I'm going to take this knowledge, and I'm going to kill this thing. I'm going to kill this plan.
On that death card, I'll also mention that Grusch has talked about death threats directed toward people who talk about this topic, who do the whistleblowing that he's doing, which he testified to under oath. So this tells me that that's still hanging around for him as well, in the sense that he may feel like he needs to watch his back. And it also explains the fear I've seen in him when he does speak on the topic.
It's kind of what I'm feeling. Okay, we got a card. And it's upside down. King of Cups. Hopes and fears. I think that's interesting. Well, this would take me to a corrupt king, okay? Upside down. But I feel like this maybe doesn't refer to just one person, but that the sort of collective king that could be referring to some in the military not wanting to be forthright. They're afraid. It's kind of like that thing when you've lied for so long, or you've kept something for so long, and now letting it out, it's like, now you look like a jerk. Now you look like... So it's almost like, so that's why they call it, they like to use the term national security purposes, reasons, right? Like, that is such a big banner over, like it's just one of those just overall excuses that could even just mean like, everyone will be really mad at me. Everyone will be so mad at the patriarchy or whatever it is. And when I say patriarchy, I do not mean all men. I just mean that power structure. That's sort of what that feels like to me. Like the patriarchy or those in charge will be like, oh boy, they're going to be really mad if we've known this for 20, 30 years or whatever. You know what? It's not even about you. Forget about you. We just want to know the truth. And, shame on you. You can have your consequence in your own way. Well, that's a disappointing outcome card. I have some cups that are spilled here in this 5 of Cups, but also the element of spilling could be good. We want people to spill. It's just a painful spilling, and maybe that's a spilling of information. Let's see what else we get on that.
Unfortunately, I know now what this disappointment is because enough time has passed that I've seen this play out, so far anyway. There is a congressional committee that has been working hard to push out more of this hidden information, which Grusch has alleged, and they have hit roadblocks and difficulties at every turn. They have relayed this to the press, and you can find these little press conferences, but this is never covered on the regular news, which is also a disappointment to people who care about this. There was also a bill they tried to pass, and it got totally watered down, thanks to Republicans, by the way, who seem to be protecting the corporate interests that are involved, which is very validating, I think, to what Grusch is saying, and it seems very unfair. So I see now how this card is showing up as disappointment. But there is more in the cards to come.
9 of Pentacles. Oh, I don't know, man. It seems like some people like the economy sitting pretty or something somehow. And I do relate some of this to the government, of course, is always concerned about the economy, and that national security banner of excuses can often come to that. If people find out this, think of the economy. Well, the economy seems to be doing well there.
I do see that more specifically now as the corporate interests that we've talked about and that Grusch alluded to, who I'm guessing would have the big military contracts. It seems they are sitting pretty financially and possibly controlling the secrecy and causing the disappointment that we see in the card next to it to those who are seeking the information.
But I don't really understand how that's a final outcome of this. And anxiety, what I'd like to see is like the sun or some kind of triumph. Justice, well, that's interesting. And the emperor, oh, okay. Beneath the surface here. Congress, okay. Like I'd almost like to see a tower because that would tell me that it's all going to come all the structures will come down and we'll be able to see the truth. If there is a truth. I mean, I also would say, by the way, that the star would be a truthful card and this Page of Swords upright. Like this guy's a truthful guy. I do think some things will come out but the things that come out, will be painful for us for some reason. Yeah, I mean, there's some shame here and there's anxiety here. So, and right now, like Congress is not really getting answers, but I think that they will keep pressing. We have the Emperor here looking for more information. That Seven of Pentacles, planting seeds, watching it grow. There's sort of a patience to that. It's a whole new area of exploration that we're going to have to get into. I just feel like it's going to be really hard. I think it's going to be hard for us to wrap our heads around some of this stuff. And that's probably the quote national security reason that they don't tell us. But yeah, we need to know. But we've got justice here. So I'm going to throw a couple more cards. Are we going to learn the truth? We've got justice. Are we going to learn this big truth that Grusch wants us to know? Are we going to learn this big truth that Grusch wants us to know? Will it come out in the near future? This is Eight of Wands. A lot of information coming out. But it's like, it doesn't seem like it's one big thing. It's a lot of things, okay? For some reason what I'm getting is this is a lot of other whistleblowers. So it's like, good luck stopping everyone. You know what I mean? Like there's actually a little bit of smearing going on with this David Grusch guy. It's like, okay, well, here you have 10 more whistleblowers coming out. It's like the younger folks, the younger guys, or maybe women too. Yeah, and here they are. They're like walking away. This is an Eight of Cups, someone walking it. Like they're just like, they're walking away from their duty to do it for a different kind of duty, which is the duty to tell the truth. Knight of Swords. Yes, they're going to fight. They're going to fight for truth. And as long as people are willing to come and continue their whistleblowing, we will continue to learn. And I think it's just going to be like maybe a little bit, little by little. And maybe that's a good way for us to take in the information, is little by little. Like it's almost like take the small triumphs. We did get another triumph card in here. Yeah. Remember to take the triumphs. The King of Swords is like an all-knowing. Yeah, it does feel a little bit like red tape, little reports coming out, bits and pieces of information. But here's a group celebrating. And I wondered if I'd get this group card because I felt like he was part of a group. So I think we just have to take the little steps forward and see the little triumphs and a shout out and honor to those who are, coming out, feeling afraid to come out. And it sounds so wild, this idea that there's some cover up. But we got some of these upside down cards. I mean, there it is, the cover up. We got like at least three of them. I think there is some main guy in the military, someone just nope, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him. But I also think that king is also a collective of that guy, that stereotypical kind of keep your mouth shut, don't say a word. But I also feel these Lovers and this Empress, like those are the strongest cards here, and they are not, nothing's going to stop, you know, the world from moving forward. And I do think, as much as we might want the truth to come out, that it's going to be a little like weird and disappointing in certain ways for us to learn about. But, oh, and then there's that, yeah, that High Priestess as well. Like, we need to know the deeper truths and realities of the world we live in, the dimensional reality we live in, perhaps involving other beings, you know, alien, extraterrestrial, like galaxy stuff. And this needs to like open up to us. Like, you can't have it all to yourself, all this knowledge to yourself. So fingers crossed for truths to keep coming out, and for the good people to keep fighting the good fight, for us to know and understand anything that's being kept from us. So thanks for watching. I hope you like this reading, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.